Welcome back to Judge It, where we tear into the guts of justice and see what's rotting inside. I'm your host, here to drag you through the muck of a system that loves to flex on the little guy. If you're new, brace yourself. This one's a gut punch. Today, it's CogniTale Stories, Episode 6. Poor Man versus Rich System. A tale of one man against a machine built to crush him. No money, no power, just a guy caught in the gears of American law where wealth writes the rules and poverty pays the price. Ready to feel the squeeze? Let's dive in. It's 2019, a bitter January morning in Detroit, Michigan, where the wind cuts of the streets are crumbling. Enter Jamal Carter, 41, a janitor scraping by on $12 an hour, 2 kids, a beat-up Chevy. He's late on rent, $800 behind, and his landlord, Pinnacle Properties, a corporate giant, sues to evict. Jamal fights back, says the heat's been off for weeks, pipes froze, kids shivering. Michigan law says landlords must fix heat. It's on Pinnacle. But here's the catch. Jamal's got no lawyer, no cash, just a stack of bills. Ever wonder how justice looks when you can't buy it? Here's your hook. Pinnacle's got a legal team. 3 suits from a downtown firm, $400 an hour each. Jamal, a legal aid flyer and a court date he can't miss. The eviction hearing's a slaughter. Pinnacle claims he's a deadbeat. Jamal says, "Fix the damn heat." The judge, Margaret Ellis, 62, barely listens, rules for Pinnacle in 15 minutes. Evicted, $200 in fees tacked on. Jamal's out, kids in a shelter, Chevy's his bed. The Sentencing Project says poor defendants lose 80% of civil cases. Jamal's a stat now, and it's only starting. Picture this. Detroit's a ghost of its glory. Empty lots, boarded homes, Pinnacle's high-rises gleaming downtown. Jamal's a worker bee, mops floors, loves his girls, Aaliyah 9 and Keisha 6. The apartment's a icebox, 50 degrees, breath fogging. He calls Pinnacle, gets voicemail, fixes pipes himself, $200 he doesn't have. The summons hits January 10th, court's the 15th. He begs legal aid, gets a "we're swamped" shrug. A 2020 ABA report says 70% of low-income Americans get no legal help. Jamal's on his own and the clock's ticking. The stakes climb fast. Pinnacle's lawyer, David Reese, 45, slick as oil, files papers thick as a phone book. Code violations, late payments, all twisted. Jamal scribbles a defense on notebook paper. No heat illegal. Court's a circus. Reese in Armani, Jamal in a thrift store coat, kids' drawings in his pocket. Ellis skims, "Pay or leave," she says like it's that simple. Pinnacle's got 5,000 units, $10 million in assets. Jamal's got $43 in the bank. Ever notice how the law loves a fat wallet? Evictions spike 25% in poor zip codes, per a 2019 Urban Institute study. Jamal's 48208 is ground zero. So Jamal's out, stuff on the curb, kids crying, and Pinnacle's already re-renting. He appeals, self-filed, shaky handwriting, claims Michigan Tenant Rights Act, Section 5714. Heat's mandatory. No dice, needs a lawyer, $2,000 he can't scrape. The rich system rolls on. Pinnacle's fees climb, Jamal's life sinks. Is this fairness or a rigged game? Detroit evicts 20,000 a year, says the city, most too broke to fight. Jamal's not just a tenant, he's a test. Can a poor man beat a rich beast? Stick with me because this fight's about to get uglier, and you'll wonder who's really guilty here. So Jamal Carter's out on the street, kids in a shelter, and Pinnacle Properties is counting its cash while the Detroit wind howls. The eviction's done, but Jamal's not. He's mad, scrambling, filing an appeal with a pen and a prayer. It's January 16th, 2019, and he's at the library, hunched over a public computer, typing a motion, Michigan Tenant Rights Act, no heat, illegal eviction. No lawyer, no clue, just grit. Pinnacle's team gets wind, laughs it off. David Reese tells his paralegal, he's got no shot. Ever wonder how far money tilts the scales when you're fighting from the gutter? Jamal's appeal lands at 36th District Court, a gray maze of overworked clerks and impatient judges. He's got 5 days to serve Pinnacle. Miss it, he's toast. He borrows $10 from a coworker, mails it certified, hands shaking. Reese counters fast. 50 pages of legalese claiming Jamal's a serial non-payer, heat was fine, and fees are owed. Jamal's got his notebook page, photos of frozen pipes, proof, but raw. The court sets a hearing February 5th, and Jamal's clock is ticking. A 2021 Legal Services Corp study says 86% of civil cases favor the side with counsel. Guess who's got none? Here's the hook. Pinnacle's not just a landlord, it's a beast. $10 million in properties, tax breaks from Detroit's revitalization push. Jamal's a spec, $12 an hour, $1,200 yearly in rent, now $1,200 in debt to them. He crashes in his Chevy, works doubles, kids with his sister, Tanya, 38, a nurse who's furious. They froze you out, she says, and the law let 'em. She's right. Michigan law demands heat, but enforcement? Spotty. The rich system's got loopholes. Pinnacle's got lawyers to find them. Jamal's got Google. Ever notice how rights fade when you can't pay to claim them? The scene's bleak. Jamal's Chevy's parked near the shelter, frost on the windshield, Aaliyah's drawing taped to the dash. He visits the girls, brings McDonald's, $5 he can't spare. Keisha asks, when we going home? He lies. Soon. Back at work, he mops, eyes red. Boss says, don't miss shifts. Pinnacle's high-rise glows downtown, Reese in a corner office, sipping coffee that costs more than Jamal's meal. The appeal's a long shot, needs filing fees $150, and Jamal's got $20 after gas. A 2018 HUD report says 1 in 4 Detroit renters face eviction yearly. Jamal's not alone, just broke. The plot twists. Tanya digs up a tenant union flyer, free legal clinic Saturday. Jamal goes, meets Claire Dunn, 32, a volunteer lawyer, swamped but sharp. You've got a case, she says. Heat's a right, not a favor. She files pro bono, cites Section 5714, landlord negligence. Pinnacle's pissed. Reese calls it frivolous, demands sanctions. Claire's got 20 cases, no staff, but she's in. The hearing's a showdown. Jamal's got a fighter, Pinnacle's got an army. Ever wonder why the poor get a crumb while the rich get a feast? The U.S. spends $4 billion on legal aid. Corporations spend $100 billion on lawyers. Jamal's hope flickers. Claire preps him. Bring photos, bills, witnesses. He tracks down a neighbor, Mrs. Evans, 70, who saw the pipes burst. No heat for weeks, she'll say. Pinnacle's got records, fake maintenance logs, Reese's ace. Jamal's sleeping 3 hours, working 10, fighting for a roof he's already lost. The rich system's a wall. Pinnacle's fees now hit $1,500, interest piling. A 2020 eviction lab study says 60% of evicted tenants owe more post-ruling. Jamal's drowning, and the tide's rising. February 5th nears, and the air's thick. Jamal's got Claire, a slim chance, and a system rigged to bury him. Pinnacle's betting he'll fold. Poor men always do, right? Is this a fight or a funeral? The law says one thing, money says another, and Jamal's caught in the crossfire. Stay with me, because this battle's heating up, and you won't believe who's left standing when the dust settles. February 5th slams in, and Jamal Carter's appeal hearing is a battlefield, 36th District Court, Detroit, buzzing with tension. Jamal's in a borrowed jacket. Claire Dunn by his side, clutching photos and Mrs. Evans's affidavit. Across the aisle, David Reese and Pinnacle's trio of suits, smirking, armed with binders. Judge Thomas Reed, 58, bald and stern, calls order. His docket's packed, patience thin. Jamal's fighting for his life, kids, home. Pinnacle's fighting for profit. Ever wonder how a courtroom can feel like a rich man's playground? Claire opens, voice steady. Pinnacle violated Section 5714. No heat. Illegal eviction. She holds up photos. Frozen pipes, thermometer at 48 degrees. Mrs. Evans nods. Weeks, no fix. Reed squints. Proof? Claire's got utility bills. Heat off since December. Reese jumps. He didn't pay, breached lease. Jamal snaps. No heat, no deal. Reed bangs. Quiet. The air's tight. Claire's scrappy, but Pinnacle's polished. A 2020 ABA study says 75% of landlord wins come from better prep. Jamal's outgunned. Here's the spike. Reese drops a bomb. Maintenance logs. Repairs done January 8th. Claire objects. Fake. No notice, no access. Jamal backs her. I was there, no one came. Reed shrugs. Documents stand. Mrs. Evans counters. Lies! Pipes burst January 9th. Reese sneers. Old lady confused. The jury. Well, there's none, just Reed, and he's leaning Pinnacle's way. Ever notice how paper beats people when money's behind it? Pinnacle's fees now hit $2,500. Jamal's debts a noose, tightening fast. The twist cuts deep. Claire pulls a tenant complaint. Pinnacle's got 20 no-heat cases since 2017, all settled quiet. Pattern, she shouts. Reese fires back. Irrelevant, different units. Reed agrees. Stick to this case. Jamal's sinking. Claire's evidence is gold, but the rich system's a wall. Pinnacle's tax breaks save $2 million yearly, per city records. Jamal's $12 an hour can't touch that. Reed's rushing, wrap it up, like Jamal's a nuisance. A 2019 eviction lab report says 90% of tenants lose appeals without counsel. Claire's a miracle, but she's 1 against 3. The climax roars. Reese plays dirty, shows Jamal's late payments, $800, paints him a deadbeat. He owes us, he says. Eviction's mercy. Claire slams back. No heat's a crime. Michigan law. She cites fines. $5,000 per violation. Pinnacle's dodged 'em. Reed's unmoved. Rent's rent. Jamal stands. My kids froze. They don't care. Reed snaps. Sit or it's contempt. The room's a furnace. Claire's fighting. Jamal's breaking. Pinnacle's winning. Ever wonder why the poor beg while the rich dictate? Pinnacle's ace drops. Reese calls a witness. Pinnacle's maintenance guy, Joe Platt, 50, greasy, says, I fixed it, he blocked me. Jamal yells, never saw him. Claire objects, no notice, perjury. Reed sighs, enough, I've heard it. Platt's a plant. Logs match his story, but Mrs. Evans saw nothing. The rich system's a script. Pinnacle's got cash for lies. Jamal's got truth no one hears. A 2021 Urban Institute study says 65% of eviction rulings ignore tenant rights. Jamal's proof, and it's crushing. The gavel's ready and Jamal's world hangs. Claire's thrown everything, law, photos, witnesses, but Reed's eyes are on Pinnacle's stack. The rich system's a beast. $1,500 fees, fake fixes, a judge who's done. Did Jamal lose to justice or to wealth? The hearing's a war, and the poor man's bleeding. Pinnacle's smug, Claire's drained, and Jamal's kids wait in a shelter, clueless. Stay tuned, because this ruling's coming and it'll hit like a freight train. You won't believe how it ends. The hearing's a pressure cooker, and Jamal Carter's fate is boiling down to Judge Reed's next breath. Claire Dunn's panting, photos and laws spread out. Jamal's gripping the table, eyes burning. David Reese leans back, Pinnacle's suits whispering, confident as kings. Reed shuffles papers, clears his throat. I've seen enough. Claire pleads, Heat's a right, they broke it. Reese counters, he broke the lease, owes us. Reed's face is stone. 30 minutes in, he's done. Ever wonder how fast justice moves when you're poor and loud? Reed rules, voice flat, appeal denied, eviction stands. Jamal gasps, Claire freezes, Pinnacle smirks. Fees upheld, Reed adds, $500, payable now. Jamal's got $12 in his pocket. $12 an hour can't touch that. Claire objects. Section 5714, negligence. Reed snaps. Late rent trumps it, case closed. Gavel drops, and Jamal's world cracks. Kids in a shelter, Chevy his home, Pinnacle's high-rise still warm. A 2020 eviction lab stat hits hard. 95% of landlord victories come with fees. Jamal's a trophy now. Here's the sting. Post-ruling Claire digs, Pinnacle's logs, forged timestamps, Platt's a cousin of their VP. Too late, appeals need $5,000, Jamal's got nothing. Pinnacle's 20 no-heat cases, settled for pennies, tenants silenced. Reese cashes a bonus, Jamal's kids share a cot. The rich system's a fortress. Michigan law bends for cash, not cries. A 2019 Urban Institute study says 70% of evicted tenants never recover. Jamal's sinking, and the tide's merciless. The fallout's brutal. Jamal's fired. Missed shifts for court. Chevy's towed, $300 to reclaim. He's got $50 from Tanya. Shelter's full, kids sleep on her floor. Aaliyah asks, why us? Jamal's got no answer, just rage and a system that doesn't care. Pinnacle's worth $10 million, pays $1,000 in fines since 17, pocket change. Ever notice how the rich skate while the poor drown? Detroit's 20,000 evictions yearly. Jamal's a number, not a name. So who won? Pinnacle, with lawyers and lies. Reed, with a gavel and a shrug. Or the system, built to grind guys like Jamal to dust. He fought, lost everything. Home, job, hope. Because $12 an hour can't beat $10 million. Was it fair or just business? You tell me. This isn't justice. It's a rich man's game, and Jamal's the pawn. Laws protect, sure, if you've got the cash to claim them. Poor man versus rich system, system wins every damn time. Hey, if this fired you up, hit that like, or don't. Your call. Comment. Who's the real crook here? Subscribe, judge. It's got more raw tales coming, trust me. Share this with someone who'd fight it, and check our last video. It's a riot. Stay pissed, stay curious, we're out.